Hi, Dr. Min here. I want to talk about stem cells, and in particular, your elite stem cells. What does that mean, and what can I do for you? So, stem cells are cells in your body that are lying around, and they have the potential to turn into all kinds of cells like muscle, tendon, skin, etc. But as you get older, you have fewer of them lying around, and you tend to age, and your cells are kind of on their own to become older as these cells divide, and eventually you run out of youth cells and off you go. But what if you could put new cells in there? Well, mankind has been toying with that, science has been toying with that through uh, fetal tissue, through stem cell bone marrow transplants, stuff like that, using other sources. But we now know there's a research report out of Sloan Kettering Cancer Institute that we have elite stem cells in our body lying around waiting to get going and go back into the game of life and what I call de-age. And that's where we're going. We're de-aging, putting essentially new cells into these tissues and invigorating them with new cells. Okay, that's now, how do you do that, or why do you do that? Because you want to have all kinds of problems resolved. Now, don't ever make any changes to your healthcare regimen without first consulting your healthcare provider. And secondly, as you look at this video and you say, oh, I've got a one fix for all, I believe that the key to healthy living is a good diet, a committed lifestyle type of diet, which I will be exploring in other videos. But if you take something out of this video, and I will make a recommendation in a minute, and you take that and you say, well, that's going to be good enough, and it's going to overcome a bad diet, I don't think that's the maximizing your efforts. So anyway, get on your diet, and we'll talk about that later. And the other thing is, I think good health starts with hydration. I'm not trying to digress away from stem cells, but there's nothing that works very well in a dehydrated cell. So plenty of water. Anyway, healthy water. So you have, how can you activate these stem cells? What do? Well, they go out there and they reprogram normal cells. And I want you to get that. That's not been in your on the horizon until now. Normal cells can be reprogrammed into stem cells instead of stem cells lying there, which you have, and activating them into tissue. You can take normal cells and become this and that. And there are elite stem cells, and those elite stem cells work faster, and they work in a metabolically stressed, for example, under inflammation, they still work. So this is a big deal. So how do you do that? Well, let's talk about turmeric. I've been taking turmeric for a long period of time. The active ingredient is curcumin, and that's the yellow spice from Asia. Turmeric, curcumin, I think it's related to curry, although I don't eat a lot of curry. But this doesn't work so well by itself because it's poorly absorbed. And so if you get curcumin, turmeric, yeah, it's okay to sprinkle some on your food, but if you want to go into what we're talking about, you need to take a supplement. That's just it, and it needs to be combined with pepper, piperidine, and yeah. So you need pepper with your turmeric. Now, turmeric does a lot of things, and we're talking about one of the things, and let's say you might come up with, as someone has 600 things that how turmeric can benefit you, but some of those things may be through what I'm talking about, new stem cells. So you revigorate the cells in your body. You don't stimulate them, you replace them. Heretofore, we've used exercise, and I talked in another um, video about blueberries, green tea, vitamin D, vitamin B, and you need to have and sleep. And you need to have those on board. But let's get back to the turmeric. Okay, let's say, where do you get your turmeric? Well, Dr. Sears, Al Sears, like his stuff. They're reliable. I take several of his supplements. I have been taking Curcumin Triple Burn, and that has certain things in it, but we switched out, did my wife and I. I'll switch out all his products to a cheaper brand called 7. Now, why do we do that? Because when you take a lot of supplements, sometimes, for example, you can eliminate, because you're getting the supplement what you want in other forms. For example, I had an issue with type 2 diabetes, cleaned it up, got rid of it with diet. But Dr. Sears has a product called Metabolic Recovery for those that may have a little more issue with type 2 diabetes, and that type 2 recovery contains things like chromium. Anyway, chromium and ginger, and I'm forgetting the one, but anyway, so it may be specific. It's called Metabolic Recovery, and there's a link to Sears products. So you get the picture. Let's stimulate our stem cells. This is going to be big, big, big. And they're yours. They're lying there. They're normal cells. You send them out. You see where this is going? We're going to be able to de-age and put new cells in place. Not by huffing and puffing, which is good, or not by surgery or medicines, pills, but by nutrition and supplements that are established, healthy, and that's good news.